This is Championship Week, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods, and you're watching the SEC on ESPN, our second semifinal. And the question is, who will take on South Carolina tomorrow? Will it be the second-seeded Lady Vols of Tennessee, or the Kentucky Wildcats playing the third game in as many days? It's a rematch of last year's championship game, won by Tennessee 71-70. South Carolina got an early scare from LSU. They trailed by 4 at the half. They blew it open in the second half and played beautifully. They eventually win it by 20. Tennessee and Kentucky have played it close to the vest in their 2 conference meetings this year. With Carolyn Peck, I'm Paul Sunderland. Thanks for joining us once again. And in one of the most courageous performances we have ever seen on a basketball court, last night Michaela Epps dragged herself around this court at the Verizon Arena and brought her team back against Mississippi State from 15 points down, scored 31, and here's Kentucky at it once again against Tennessee.
The epitome of toughness. We saw Michaela Epps come out of the locker room, especially in the second half. She was a little hobbled. You see how she was walking gingerly. We found out later that both of her calves were actually cramping. But, hey, Paul, Steffi Sorensen told us points make the pain go away. And she took over for Kentucky to pull off the win. And for Tennessee, Bashar Graves has filled in beautifully in the absence of Isabel Harrison, who went down in their last meeting against Kentucky. Bashar Graves has been the beast and has shown us that she has the ability to score in a multiple different ways, but Tennessee's got to get her the basketball.
Tennessee and Kentucky played to a 1-point game in Lexington. Tennessee had the better of it in Knoxville, so the third meeting of the year, and Tennessee will be going up against Kentucky without Isabel Harrison. Tore her ACL on February 15th and had surgery on Tuesday. And for more on that story, the third member of our team, Kara Capuano.
Paul, thank you. As you mentioned, Harrison did have surgery on Tuesday, and today she tweeted out a very special photo saying, "Look who came to visit me today." It was a picture of Harrison and her recruiting coach, Pat Summit. Izzy noted that both she and Coach Summit will watch in support of the Lady Vols, while here in Little Rock, Tennessee's mindset is to play for Izzy. Assistant coach Jolette Law told me not long ago, since Harrison's injury, everyone is taking the approach they can give a little bit more. The senior leaders, Ariel Massengale, Sierra Burdick, they're doing it on the court, and they're also doing it off the court, supplying an extra level of leadership to reinforce that message. Give a little more.
Thank you, Kara. Tennessee comes in with a record of 26-4 and currently penciled in as a number 2, not a number 1 seed, so still a lot to be played for Jordan Reynolds, Ariel Massengale. Tennessee did not shoot the ball well from the perimeter, so you got to keep an eye on Massengale and particularly Andrea Carter in their quarterfinal easy victory over Georgia. Michaela Epps, Jennifer O'Neal had 18 points in their big win and comeback over Mississippi State, but they need some help inside, particularly from Jalea Sidney, mostly a defensive specialist, along with Asia Bishop. And there is Michaela Epps. Her father won a national championship for Kentucky back in 1996, Anthony Epps. And remember, at one point late in that game, she scored a basket. She was going to shoot a free throw, and we could see her say, "I love this. I love this." There is Anthony Epps, and how proud must he have been yesterday, as you pointed out. A tremendous example of toughness on the part of his daughter.
Oh, the momentum had swung for the Wildcats, and she took hold of the wind and kept the sails high and flowed to the victory for Kentucky.
How big a factor that the Wildcats are playing. As the number 6 seed, they had to play on day 1. Beat Vanderbilt, then had to extend a lot of energy last night and shaking off a tough team from Mississippi State. They trailed in that game by 15 points, so this is their third game in as many days. Fatigue has to be a factor, and you know that Tennessee will come out and try to hit them early.
I did the earliest game against first meeting for Kentucky and Baylor, and one of the things that Matthew Mitchell told me and showed me was the summer workout that Kentucky went to so that they would be the best conditioned team. They wanted to be the fastest team in America. Nebraska. Well, with the way that Kentucky practices, this should be just another day at the office.
Again, the third meeting of the year. It was 73-72 Tennessee in Lexington on January 29th. And then in Knoxville, the Lady Vols won that game relatively easily by 14 points, outscoring Kentucky, wearing them down 41-27 in the second half. And in the SEC tournament, Kentucky is looking for their first victory, now taking the floor for the 9th time against Tennessee. There is Holly Warlick, 30th year at Tennessee, longtime assistant to the Hall of Famer Pat Summitt, now in her 3rd year as the head coach, a 3-time All-American, 29-6 last year, 13-3. They went out in the Sweet 16, a loser to Maryland. And on the other side, Matthew Mitchell, what a job he has done, and an interesting story about his seniors. Went to him late in the season. They went to him and said, Coach Mitchell, we need your heavier hand, and he has delivered that. Tennessee will be the home team on the scoreboard in their white uniforms, and we're underway. The winner to play South Carolina tomorrow.
Kentucky starting out in a man-to-man defense. Tennessee in their 5-out spread offense.
Bishop inside on Graves, and a little bit of a miscue. Burdick went back door, and the pass from Andrea Carter a little bit high and wide.
And Tennessee starting in the 1-2-2 press the same way they started against Georgia yesterday.
And completely dismantled Georgia. Tennessee led that game 32-11 at halftime. So as fatigued as Kentucky might be, but Jen O'Neal showing some fresh legs. She knocks down her first jump shot, but just to finish that point, Tennessee had such a big lead in the game over Georgia. Their starters only played about 20 minutes. Burdick left all alone. That was a three-pointer at the other end by O'Neal off the back of the iron, and Asia Bishop, number 50 in blue, easily taking the rebound.
Jen O'Neal got off to a hot start. Well, she hit her first 3 2 days ago and then went cold yesterday. Can she heat back up today?
Ball deflected by Bashara Graves, and then on the second effort, it looked like it went off Asia Bishop. The officials will talk it over, and it will be Tennessee's ball. Right call.
Well, Epps recognizes that the defense shifts back to her when the ball went up top, and then that kept it, got open for Jen O'Neal.
Yeah, good call, no doubt about that, off of Asia Bishop. As we mentioned a moment ago, Jen O'Neal, 19 points against Vanderbilt in their first game. Here comes Epps, drop off to Bishop, who has the ball stripped away. Good defensive recovery as she was defending 2 against 1, Jordan Reynolds. O'Neal 19 against Vanderbilt in their opening game, and then 18 last night against Mississippi State in that comeback. O'Neal trying to split some defenders, but inadvertently tripped, and that foul is going to go against Tennessee's Ariel Massengale.
And Matthew Mitchell said he was going to be aggressive defensively, trapping the ball screens, and that's caused problems for Jordan Reynolds. She turns it over, and Kentucky heads the other direction.
They could have given that foul to either Massengale or Reynolds. They gave it to Jordan Reynolds. Tennessee playing some 2-3 zone. Boy, a couple of dribbles, pull-up jumper off the front of the iron. Rebound taken by Massengale, number 5 in white, and quickly ahead to Carter. Carter tried to force that ball inside to Bashara Graves, and luckily back to Carter, and Tennessee will reset.
See, just the high-low. Sierra Burdick has got to get the ball to Bashara Graves.
Massengale off the front of the iron on the three-point attempt, up, over, and out, and it'll be Kentucky's ball.
Bashara is you've got to give her, there's not really a help side. You've got to get the ball inside. I think that when you go inside for Tennessee, that then develops confidence for shooters to be able to shoot more freely without so much pressure.
Graves coming off a double-double in the quarterfinals against Georgia with 13 points and 11 rebounds, again in limited minutes. Bishop turning inside on Graves, might have gotten away with a travel. There is a travel in the corner for Bria Goff. Both teams turning it over here in the early going of this second semifinal. The winner to play South Carolina. Graves left open. Nice stroke from 18 feet, well short. And the rebound taken by Kentucky. Vols on the dribble drive all the way to the rim, lays it up and in.
Kentucky's not showing any sign of fatigue so far, Paul.
They are not. They have been well conditioned during the offseason. We'll have more on that later on. And on the weave, switching on the outside is Epps onto Carter.
See, with Bashard Graves up at the elbow area, she's just out here like running a play. It's not an advantage for her to touch the ball there. Get it to her in the paint.
There's a little high-low into the paint, kicks it out, not close by Carter. And what a rebound and good block out. Epps taking it between two Lady Vols.
The Lady Vol fans, they stand until Tennessee scores their first basket. It's been 4 minutes already.
Well, they turned it over a couple of times and only gotten one look. And that, again, good extra effort by Andrea Carter and off the leg of Bria Goss.
The defensive pressure by Andrea Carter. And again, she led the SEC in all games in steals and did not make the all defensive team. I am just shocked. I know I keep beating a dead horse, but that is just so surprising to me.
There's some life in that horse. It's certainly an argument. 5 turnovers already between these two teams. Sloppy start. Burdick wide open. Nobody has stepped up more, along with Bashara Graves and Ariel Massingale, than Sierra Burdick. Since Isabel Harrison went out, she's averaging nearly a double-double. Underway, second semifinal here in Little Rock. Kentucky on top 5-0.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods. Sport begs of you this one simple question: who will you be? And Wendy's, proud sponsor of the 2015 John R. Wooden Men's Player of the Year Award.
Who will you be? When the choices you make all the difference. See, the true tests, they don't come easy. And they won't last long. But that's why you're here. For these very moments. Because there's nothing that tests you like sports. It begs of you one simple question, and it asks without passion or prejudice. But that question demands an answer. The whole answer. It's the only answer you can give. It lies to no one.
Busy week. Oh yeah, I got a pile of work, presentation tomorrow, daily workout, in-laws on Sunday.
Make time every day for Barocca. It supports mental sharpness and physical energy.
Barocca!
Oh, nice! A shot like that calls for a post-game celebration.
Share what you love with who you love. Kellogg's Frosted Flakes.
They're great!
Bulls Spurs at 1. Clippers Warriors at 3:30 tomorrow on ABC.
Tennessee last night in the quarterfinal against Georgia, an easy win, 75-41, but so far completely inept at the offensive end, Carolyn Peck. They have possessed the ball 7 times. They have yet to get in the book.
I think that they have got to do a better job of just getting the ball very simply inside to Bashard Graves. They can get it through high-low action, getting the ball in the middle of the floor.
Go quickly back to the sideline and Carol.
Well, guys, it was pretty calm and focused there in the Lady Vols huddle. Coach Holly Warlick talking about, don't worry about those shots. They're going to fall. And to your point, Carolyn, she looked right at Bashara Graves and said calmly, we need you to work for the ball.
That's a good point. Yeah, running an offense and floating her up around the top of the key in the free throw line area, that's not where she does her best work. Her best work is in the painted blue area.
Full court pressure. Epps looked like she dragged her pivot foot right in front of us, and finally the Tennessee fans can sit down after the Lady Vols have scored. Very early, and Kentucky didn't take much of advantage. They only lead at 5-1. You go 0 for 7. You want to build yourself a little bit of a cushion early on when your opponent is really struggling at the offensive end. Graves down along the baseline. Inside to Carter, up underneath, not there. Ball deflected out of bounds, and Tennessee will have it with a new clock.
I like that offense, the back screen for Bashara Graves, but she's got to catch it and think score, not pass.
Jamie Nard, freshman out of Portland, Oregon, on the floor now inbounding, number 31 in white. Guarded by Alexis Jennings, outstanding freshman out of Alabama. Good entry pass inside to Graves, but instead of going to the rim, kicks it back outside. Still plenty of time on the shot clock.
Kentucky's bringing a double team every time Graves does touch it on the block.
Inside to Burdick, turns, faces up, off the back of the iron, rebound taken by Jennings.
We talked about it. Kentucky was going to try to take away the post game and force the Tennessee guards to make perimeter shots.
Good offensive rebound, but a wild putback attempt by Gooden-Rogers, Kyvan Gooden-Rogers. And Tennessee will have the basketball. We've played 5 minutes and 25 seconds, and the score is 5-1.
Now, Ariel Massengale is the senior leader on this team. She has got to get this team in an offensive flow.
Lene Harper on the floor, wearing number 15 out of Chicago for Kentucky. Injured her knee yesterday, was very ineffective, but has that bandaged, and we're given a report by Kara Capuano. She is good to go, and she is a very important component for Kentucky and Matthew Mitchell's squad. Averages 12 points, 8 rebounds. Was on the all-defensive team this year in the conference.
63% of Kentucky's scoring come from their guard play. That's Harper, Epps, Goss, and Jen O'Neal.
Bishop wanted in the low post. Excuse me, that's Jennings. Shot clock at 7. Harper into the lane, off the glass, and that's a big plus for Kentucky if she can give the Wildcats 15 or 20 solid minutes. Carter at the other end throws it away.
Tennessee has gone 6.5 minutes in this game without a field goal.
Epps now being guarded by Nard. Epps picking her spots. Gooden-Rogers off the back of the iron. Long rebound comes back out to Kentucky with a fresh shot clock.
Right now, Tennessee looks like the team that had to play 2 rounds ago.
Again, the third game in as many days for Kentucky. 3 seconds in the key that time for Kentucky, forcing a turnover.
Well, turning the ball over from the top after Kentucky brings the double team. Ariel Massengale not able to get the 3 ball to fall. Where will Tennessee find their offense?
Massengale, ball tipped away from behind by Epps, who seems to be moving pretty comfortably and is looking to work her way into this game and pick her spots after going for 31 points last night, 11 of 21 shooting. And as I say that, she'll go to the sideline to get her first blow.
So they've got to clear out and give her room, give Bashara Graves room to work. Kyvan Gooden-Rogers playing off Bashara Graves to take away the pass inside.
Reynolds looking at a 3-pointer, and finally, with 12:39 remaining in the first half, Tennessee has their first basket. But look at the game. I mean, Kentucky has been almost as ineffectual. Outside to Goss, that not there. Offensive rebound, just mistimed, and that's going to be a holding call Easy play to call against Jamie Nard.
Well, Jordan Reynolds, she's a guard that likes to shoot the basketball, and finally she gets the Lady Vols on the scoring board.
I mean, Tennessee is 1 for 8 in this game, and Kentucky only leads it by 3. Massengale looking for the tie, long rebound, comes out to O'Neal. Seems like a lifetime ago that Jen O'Neal opened this game with a three-pointer. Goss in the middle of the floor, wide open three-pointer, and Matthew Mitchell excoriating his player, Bria Goss, the 5'10 senior out of Indianapolis. Shoot the ball, you're wide open.
The hesitation. And I'm going to tell you, there's no back off with Matthew Mitchell. He has been intense from start to finish, and it even started in the pregame warm-up. He's out on the court with his players, making sure that their mind is focused and they're working at the intensity that's game speed.
Graves, little stutter step. Good offensive rebound taken by Nard as she just shucks Jen O'Neal to the side and puts it up and in. Goss steps through the double team.
If you're playing to advance to the SEC championship, you've got to toughen up, bow up if you want to advance.
And Tennessee's press was so good yesterday against Georgia, but since they haven't been able to score, they can't get into their press. And so not an attractive start so far for either Kentucky and Tennessee, but it'll heat up here in Little Rock.
All that glitter and all that gold roll by your head, and you've been born so riding wild horses, you had the road.
Busy week? Oh yeah. I got a pile of work, presentation tomorrow, daily workout, in-laws on Sunday.
Make time every day for Barocca. It supports mental sharpness and physical energy.
Barocca!
Nice morning, Scott.
Hi. At a morning of tiny voices crying out, feed us.
I don't understand.
Your grass, man. It's a living, breathing thing. It's hungry, and you've got to feed it with Scott's Turf Builder. Attaboy, Mikey. 2 feedings now in the springtime. Strengthens and helps protect your lawn from future problems. Get Scott's Turf Builder lawn food. It's guaranteed. Feed your lawn. Feed it.
And to keep crabgrass away all season long, get Scott's Turf Builder with Halt's Crabgrass Preventer.
Schick Extreme 3. 3 flexible blades that uniquely adapt to any contour. For extreme comfort, for every possible angle. Schick Extreme 3. Try Extreme 3 Ultimate. More glide, better comfort for your skin.
It's all about the Washingtons. Look what your $2 gets you, baby. Loads of flavor and meat.
Rallies and Checkers' new $2 chicken slider box. Our classic chicken slider or try it buffalo style. Box with fries for $2. Rallies and Checkers.
It's in a bag.
Hey, they're not getting back, so when you've got it up here on this side, you can inside outer and then just drive her outside shoulder. And you can go all the way. Yeah, so like you're going and you're slowing down, they're packing, that kid on the outside can't guard you. So you can inside out, bam, just straight to the basket.
That's exactly what your point guard needs, is your coach to help show you opportunities where you can score. And in talking to Michaela Epps, he is really coaxing her into attacking the Tennessee defense. He said, he just called him out, he said, they're not getting back. And that's all Michaela Epps needs to hear, because she will put her foot on the accelerator.
Well, again, she has taken over at the point guard position. Another injury in the SEC, and there have been so many, but Janae Thompson had a leg injury, and Michaela Epps played off the ball, but now she's become very much a scoring point guard. These two teams combined right now, 5 of 20 from the floor, and Kentucky has turned it over their last 4 possessions. Let's go quickly back over to the sideline.
Matthew Mitchell is also looking at Bria Goss and calling her out. He just told her, if you are open for a 3, we need you to take that shot every time. You have got to believe in yourself.
Wow, he is continually instilling confidence in his players. I mean, Goss is a guard that normally drives, but he needs her to score the basketball.
Nia Moore on, number 1 for Tennessee. Played very effectively, 14 points in limited minutes in the blowout yesterday against Georgia. It's a good way to get your feet wet in the tournament. And knocking it down from the outside, Jordan Reynolds scores once again.
Jordan Reynolds loves the SEC tournament. She was big for Tennessee in the championship game in the last 4.5 minutes last year to help them pull off the championship win.
Reynolds, nobody coming to pick her up. Wild shot over the iron. And you see the difference. Tennessee scores. Then they can get into their pressure and force yet another turnover. That's turnover number 8 for Kentucky.
You're right. Jordan Reynolds, if Jen O'Neill gives her that step right now, she had already hit one previously. She's proven you've got to come out and guard her.
So after trailing 5-0, it's Tennessee that now leads it by 2, 9-7. That ball put up and in by Elisa Rice, 6'3" freshman out of Ohio, just on the floor for Kentucky.
See, Bashard Graves right now only a passer. When she had 20 points against South Carolina, when she got the ball at the top, she was in attack mode. She dared anybody to try to guard her.
Massengale trying to work one-on-one against O'Neill. Stymied there. Here comes Graves. Stopped, double-teamed, out to Reynolds. Three-pointer off the back of the iron. In traffic, Bria Goss knocked to the floor, and it's going to be a foul against Tennessee. Third team foul against Tennessee. Only 2 team fouls against Kentucky. That foul was on Jamie Nard. Alexa Middleton will be in at the next dead ball for Tennessee, and also coming back out will be Lene Harper, again playing with that very sore right knee.
Tennessee in this zone trying to stop the penetration of the guards for Kentucky.
Shot clock at 4, and another turnover. Wow, we have not seen this from Kentucky. 9 turnovers now in the first half. The regular season title of the American Athletic Conference is on the line. On Sunday at 3 on ESPNU, Tulsa takes on number 22 SMU. Both teams are tied at 14-3, so a lot on the line. And the winner will be the number 1 seed for the American Championship next week. Tulsa versus number 22 SMU Sunday at 3 Eastern. Burdick, wide open, good ball movement, and buries a 16-footer. Tennessee back on top, 11-9. And you score, you get into your full court pressure. Wow, these turnovers are just absolutely killing Kentucky. I'll give you the total in just a moment. That's turnover number 10 for Kentucky. And we've played 11 minutes and 8 seconds.
Jordan Reynolds handled this trap much better than turning it over. She finds Sierra Burdick at the top, at the free throw line area, and that's a good shot for number 11.
Sometimes fatigue exhibits itself in many ways. Oftentimes it's mental. These are very uncharacteristic mistakes. I mean, this is a quality. There was some contact along the sideline. There's another turnover. I thought that was a bad call, mind you. I thought that was a foul along the sideline against Tennessee. But it'll go down officially as a turnover. I mean, this is very uncharacteristic for Kentucky.
Well, it's just been very difficult for Kentucky to get into a flow, especially after Tennessee has been able to score and get their press set.
8 turnovers in the last 5 minutes. Kentucky averages 16 turnovers per game. They already have 11.
Well, usually they're the team that's forcing their opponents to turn the ball over.
Both teams with 3 team fouls. So that's not an issue so far. And Burdick will inbound. 8:37 remaining in the opening half.
Tennessee's gone with 4 guards and Sierra Burdick to try to get some offense.
Burdick working one-on-one against Bishop, backing down, falling away, and she's made 2 in a row. Space on the floor and going to work. These 2 teams played for the title last year. It was Tennessee edging out the last-second victory, 71-70. Harper three-pointer and rattles that down and answers. So showing no ill effects of that right knee injury.
Well, Harper was really ineffective against Georgia, or I'm sorry, against Vanderbilt. Or was it Georgia? I've heard so many games against Georgia.
It's been a great week, but it's been a busy week.
Oh my gosh, but Matthew Mitchell was all over, did not like her energy.
Boy, Sierra Burdick continues to make big plays. The senior leader on Tennessee. Dribbling into the trap. And it'll be Tennessee's basketball when we come back. So scoring it or delivering it, it's Sierra Burdick.
We've got a senior that's stepping up big. When Tennessee needs a bucket, they know who to go to. Number 11, Sierra Burdick. Not only can she score it, she can dish it and deliver.
Wow, I've been Claritin Clear for 10 days.
When your allergies start, doctors recommend taking one non-drowsy Claritin every day during your allergy season for continuous relief.
18 days.
12 days.
24 days of continuous relief. Live Claritin Clear every day.
Excuse me, do you have the keys for the razor case?
No.
It's kind of like they don't want you to buy razors. DollarShaveClub.com delivers amazing razors for just a few bucks.
Leitner puts it up.
I hated Christian Leitner.
He was a bad dude, but he could back it up with his play.
It was good versus evil. We didn't like him.
Leitner kicked it. I wanted to jump down and punch the dude in the face.
If people think sports is goody-goody, touchy-feely, it's not.
What if I told you, haters gonna hate? ESPN Films presents a 30 for 30 film, I Hate Christian Leitner. Sunday, March 15th at 9 on ESPN.
Ted's morning was not going well, and when his battery light lit up, it went from bad to worse. But a quick pit stop to AutoZone, where they checked that for free, and Ted and his car were back to peak performance. It's called the Zone, and we'll help get you there. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Hi, can you open the razor case, please?
Photo ID.
I'm just grabbing some razors.
Grabbing? Put your index finger in there, sir, please.
I just need to get in a case.
Why do you need to get in the case so bad?
So I can buy some razors?
It's almost like they don't want you to buy their razors. Well, I want you to buy mine. DollarShaveClub.com delivers amazing razors for just a few bucks.
I think at Tennessee, whenever you're playing those type of situations, just, win or go home.
We fell short with the regular season, but we know we can still win the tournament.
It means something to win that tournament. If you go through 3 days of just hard-fought basketball, you've done something special.
That's what we want. We want to win the SEC championship. It's on our list of goals. It's something that we want to do, and we'll definitely be disappointed if we come up short.
The 36th SEC women's basketball tournament, and Tennessee has made a habit of winning it, including last year over Kentucky. They've won it 17 times. Vanderbilt half a dozen, the last in 2009. Auburn, Georgia, LSU, Kentucky, and Texas A&M on down to complete the list. And there have been lots of Tennessee fans. Do they love their Lady Vols? Our hotel lobby has been a sea of orange since we got here. We got here on Wednesday and heard that a lot of the, or Tuesday I should say, and heard that a lot of the Tennessee fans had been here on Monday. They beat the snowstorm.
They did the weather, checked the weather, and so they got ahead of it.
Shot clock at 5. O'Neal's got to go outside to Harper. Dribble drive, pull up, jumper is there.
Well, Tennessee is staying with the 4-guard lineup. Sierra Burdick is the only true post to match the small ball that Kentucky is playing with, because Jalea Sidney is the only post player for Kentucky on the floor.
Tennessee started a very, very poor 1 for 10 there. 5 of 8 since, and score the basketball, you get into your press, and then turn over Kentucky.
Well, Bashard Graves is going to the scores table. We called for the ball to go inside. Felt like Tennessee needed to go to it, but when it did, she was passing out. She's got to be aggressive and get shot attempts.
Well, both of these coaches got to be looking up at the scoreboard and going, wait a minute, have we really played this many minutes? Jen O'Neal knocking down the 17-footer, puts Kentucky back on top, but the score is only 16-15 with 6:20 remaining. Burdick can make a three. Pretty conservative with her shot selection, but she makes the ones that she feels comfortable with, and right on cue. Sierra Burdick, when she gets her feet underneath her, she knocks down the three.
Well, she's shooting over 40% from the three-point line in her last 3 games, and she's done a terrific job with her shot selection this year.
Burdick now has 7. Harper looking to answer to the floor there, and Burdick takes the rebound. Tennessee's got numbers if they push it. Middleton, three-pointer on the way, not there. Needs a bounce, no. Burdick with the offensive rebound, carves out some space.
Kara Capuano came over and slid me a note, said Matthew Mitchell is pleading with his team, his guards especially, to attack the middle offensively.
A switch on the high ball screen. Epps is picked up by Burdick. O'Neal again. That's going to be well off the mark. Just catches a piece of the iron. And Jordan Reynolds quickly into the front court to Carter. Both teams start to settle in a little bit offensively. O'Neal made the shot the trip before, and now it's 20-16 Tennessee. But the key has been Burdick. Shot clock at 9. Good hands by Goss up at the top of the defense. Pulled up by Massengale, and that ball deflected out of bounds. It'll be Kentucky's ball.
Sierra Burdick is doing all that she can as a senior, and she recognized she had time, she had space at the top, and knocked down the 3. See the 3, be the 3, and then get on the glass, number 11, go to work.
Burdick was called for her first personal foul, contesting for that offensive rebound. Still team fouls. Tennessee with 5, Kentucky with 3. Michaela Epps with her first basket, and we played 15 and a half minutes.
I'm telling you, number 25, don't let her get hot. Ask Mississippi State, she can take over a ball game.
What a performance in the second half last night. And truth be known, if you weren't with us on the ESPN SEC network, Mississippi State was leading by 15. Michaela Epps was in serious distress, limping all over the court, and I actually said, she might do further damage. You got to take her out. She ended up scoring 31 points and being the hero of the game. Held ball situation on the play. Matthew Mitchell of Kentucky wanted a traveling violation, and in the alternating possession arrow, it'll be Tennessee's ball.
Look, when the ball handler is dribbling, it's supposed to be one touch, hot stove, and then off. Jen O'Neal was able to continually touch and retouch Sierra Burdick. I don't understand why that was not called a foul.
It has been automatic all season long, maybe because Burdick was backing down and they were giving O'Neal very much on the short side of that mismatch, a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. Trouble getting it in, and ball deflected away, and here comes Harper. Can she track it down on that sore knee? She does. Splits the defenders, throws that up, trying to draw contact. Missed on the putback that time by Alexis Jennings. Opportunity there, more at the other end, and that's going to be a blocking foul called on Epps. Was she in the restricted area? We'll find out when we come back.
With Kentucky only down by 2, number 25, you don't want her to heat up because it's too hard to cool her off.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Progressive. Comparing rates to help you save. Now that's Progressive.
Tomorrow on SportsCenter, meet the MMA fighter who proves that superheroes are not just in comic books.
I'm Phoenix Jones. I think I easily could have been a UFC champion back in the day if I just kept going. It just, other things were more important to me. You can question what I'm saying. You can question whether the word superhero is the right word, but you can't question if there's a guy in a suit running around actively stopping crime.
SC Featured presents Phoenix Rising, all day tomorrow on SportsCenter.
Yeah, we're on vacation next month. My family churns through all sorts of data.
Well, now we have mobile share value plans with rollover data, so the data you don't use this month rolls over to the next.
Sounds great. But what's your angle?
I don't think I have any angles.
Hardball, huh? Look, if you want me in on this, I want a piece of the action.
Oh, well, you get the rollover data automatically, so you're already in on the action.
Deal.
You should negotiate more stuff. You're pretty good at it.
Introducing AT&T Rollover Data. The data you don't use this month rolls over to the next month.
Busy week. Oh yeah. I got a pile of work, presentation tomorrow, daily workout, in-laws on Sunday.
Make time every day for Barocca. It supports mental sharpness and physical energy.
Barocca!
Just a good old
We still got it, cousin. We still got it. I'm not so sure about our old friend here, though. Police cars just a lot faster than they used to be. That's why I'm an auto trader. Oh, look out!
Will Auto Trader find our boys what they need? Find your car your way.
Back in the studio, Brenda Fitzgerald along with Steffi Sorensen coming up on the Heroes Charge halftime report. We'll talk about the top 3 teams in action, plus important stretch of this game coming up right here.
The team that closes this last 4 minutes out, I think has all the momentum going into the second half and potentially win the game.
Winner gets South Carolina. We'll show you those highlights coming up at halftime. Paul, back to you.
All right, thank you, Brendan and Steffi. A look at the bracket once again. South Carolina came back from an 11-point first-half deficit, easily winning over LSU and Kentucky and Tennessee. A look at the game summary. Michaela Epps just scored her first basket, but just picked up her second personal foul. Sierra Burdick, along with Jordan Reynolds, have been really carrying the load without much help from anybody else.
Well, and Epps, you see, she tries to rotate over to take the charge, but she's in that restricted area. That's going to be an automatic block.
And she's got to sit for the rest of the opening half. 3 minutes and 53 seconds remaining. And Sierra Burdick, one of her first miscues so far on the evening, could not get the ball in bounds on time. Turnovers the story, particularly for Kentucky, but also for Tennessee in this basketball game. Kentucky with 11 turnovers, Tennessee now with 7.
Now Lene Harper needs to step up her offensive game with Michaela Epps on the bench. She can do so going off the bounce and also offensive rebounding.
Shot clock already at 7. This zone is good. O'Neal having to go almost one-on-one and right in the face of one of the league's best defenders, Andrea Carter. Big basket for number 0 in blue, Jen O'Neal.
I think she's at her best when she gets in rhythm, a few dribbles, crossover, back, and then pull up for a jumper.
You can tell when she's searching out some shooting rhythm. A foul inside. O'Neal caught up on Burdick.
You watch O'Neal going against Andrea Carter. The crossover right back into her left hand, then right into the shooter's pocket, and knocks it down.
O'Neal now with 7. We're tied at 20. 3:09 remaining.
Tennessee needs Ariel Massengale to get involved offensively. She's got to hit some shots.
Carter looking at a 3-pointer, and that not defended well enough. And somebody else finally chipping in after it was all Reynolds and Burdick with 17 out of Tennessee's 23 points. Split of the double team, and a timeout is called by Matthew Mitchell. Just as Jen O'Neal found a small crack to get out of that double team, Matthew Mitchell called that timeout.
Well, you look at the distance from where Ariel Massengale made that pass to Andrea Carter. She's almost at half court. Jen O'Neal late getting there, and Andrea Carter knocks it down.
So we've got a timeout. The Phillips 66 Big 12 Championship kicks off Wednesday on ESPNU. First round coverage from the Sprint Center in Kansas City at 7 and 9 Eastern on ESPNU. What a great conference that is on the men's side. Wow. Kansas, Iowa State, Baylor has played well at times. That league is just as tough as the SEC is on the women's side, or the ACC for that matter. ACC currently penciled in on bracketology for 8 teams advancing into the NCAA tournament, whereas the SEC is slotted for 7.
Tennessee is swarming the basketball whenever it goes down low.
Bishop trying to find some room, but couldn't quite catch up with that, and right into the bottom of the board. Inside of 2.5 minutes remaining after the 3 by Carter. That's the advantage for Tennessee. Flare for Massengale. A couple of dribbles left. Pull up 17-footer. No. Bashar Graves with a tip out. And it'll be another possession for Tennessee.
I like the call for a play to Ariel Massengale just to get her looking at the rim.
And Nia Moore along the sideline. And how important for her. Not really a big part of the rotation. Well, Isabel Harrison was in the lineup, and with the injury, her profile has really got to step up. She played well yesterday against Georgia.
She's getting back to how she started the season when Isabel Harrison was out.
Another crossover and pull-up jump shot. That just rims in and out by O'Neal. 25-20 is the advantage for Massengale. Outside to Burdick, sets her feet. Three-pointer again. Matthew Mitchell just used a timeout when his team was in trouble. Well, now they're in trouble again, trailing it 28-20. Timeout, Kentucky.
Ariel Massengale forced the issue, pushing the ball in transition. Defense really sinks back, and Sierra Burdick knocked down the three. And then out of the trap finds Nia Moore down low. The seniors are leading the way between Massengale and Burdick in making the offensive action work.
Burdick now with a dozen, 5 of 7 shooting, perfect from three-point range, also with 5 rebounds. And old Rocky Top, the Tennessee fans who have turned out in big numbers as they always do here in Little Rock are excited now. They had to stand for a long time. Here are the 4 regional sites: Greensboro, Albany, Oklahoma City, Spokane, and the potential 1-2 seeds. And look at this one. Look at that one. UConn and Tennessee possibly in the same regional. Notre Dame, Baylor, Maryland, Louisville, South Carolina, Florida State. If
that were held true to form, that would mean that Connecticut would be the number one seed, and Tennessee would have to be the number 2 seed. And there's no way. Now, I understand he is making justifications because of geographical matters, but I don't think that a team should be really, I don't know what the nice TV term used.
Say what's on your mind, Carolyn.
Well, you just getting, I don't even know how to, messed over.
Well, I think the debate is clearly open when you look at Tennessee's resume. I think it's clearly because of the injury to Isabel Harrison. And that's a legitimate factor, that they were moved off the 1 line down to the 2, and Maryland moved up along with Notre Dame and, of course, UConn.
Well, until you saw the production of the Lady Vols without her, they have shown they can continue to score. They just do it in different ways. They've got players like Andrea Carter, Ariel Massengale, Sierra Burdick.
And Harper answering at the other end. Much needed basket. Shot clock is off as time continues to run. And of course, South Carolina clearly in that mix as well for one of the number 1 seeds. They won their semifinal easily about an hour ago, although it didn't start that way over LSU. They won by 20. Pull-up jump shot by Reynolds. That comes up well short. And desperation shot on the way and off the back of the iron. This game got off to a very, very slow start indeed. Kentucky got out to the 5-0 lead. Then finally, as you knew it would, the pace picked up. But Sierra Burdick, along with Jordan Reynolds and then Andrea Carter late, really led the way for Tennessee to get their offense cooking.
And remember, Michaela Epps had to go to the bench in foul trouble.
Good point.
And Tennessee was able to take advantage.
Let's go over to the sideline. Kara Capuano with Holly Warlick at Tennessee.
Tennessee's shots were not falling early, Coach. What gave you the confidence and what changed to get this offense going?
Well, I thought we were getting good looks early. They weren't going in, and I would have been worried if we weren't getting good looks. We just had to settle down. We were settling for jumpers, get the ball inside, penetrate, get some buckets that way.
Bit of a roll here to end the first half. How do you keep it going in the second?
Well, we just talk about our defense and what we've done. We've held them. Gave up an offensive rebound, can't do that. Just talk about finishing the play with the rebound. Keep fighting, keep pressing, keep them on their toes, and then we need to continue to attack.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.
It was hard fought. Thank you, Kara. But Tennessee with a 7-point lead, 31-24 over Kentucky. Looking forward to a potential matchup with South Carolina. We're at the break. Now let's go to Brendan Fitzgerald in the studio for the Heroes Charge halftime report. Take it away.
Paul, thank you very much. This is the Heroes Charge halftime report. Brendan Fitzgerald along with Steffi Sorensen, and see Coach Warlick with that bright orange cast. She slipped on
Any
the
other
ice,
color
broke
would it
her
be?
wrist. She said you were in Little Rock yesterday. She used it on you.
No, she talked about rebounding, the fact that Tennessee has to be better at it. So she gave me a little jab, and I thought, you know, easy, coach. I'm just here to report.
Talk about Tennessee's offense. They stumbled early. They got going in the final minutes.
Well, Tennessee took advantage of the fact that Michaela Epps had to go to the bench. She had 2 fouls. So Tennessee did a much better job of being aggressive, asserting itself offensively, and Sierra Burdick continues to shoot that mid-range jumper so effectively.
12 points for Burdick in the first half. She leads all scorers. Winner gets the winner in the SEC championship game. Of this highlight we have for you, LSU, South Carolina didn't want to quite give it away yet. Of course, South Carolina, the 1 seed in the SEC and number 3 team in the country. Bianca Cuevas to Elena Coates in transition. South Carolina, though, down 6 early. Moments later in the first half, Cuevas to Alicia Welch ahead of the pack. They got going in the end of the first half.
I think the biggest difference for LSU was the second half. Deshaun Harden had 17 points in the first half. In the second half, just 2 points, and that's when South Carolina poured it on.
Yeah, the defense turning into offense there. Olivia Gaines, the steal and the score, and then Tina Roy shooting from the outside. When they have it working from long distance, they can really light up a scoreboard.
Well, the interior presence that South Carolina has is phenomenal, but when they hit shots from outside, that's a 1-2 punch no one can really beat.
74-54, so a big win after they were down at halftime. South Carolina has punched their ticket to the SEC championship game. Cincinnati and UConn as we go to the American Athletic Conference. Kalina Mosqueda Lewis drains it from beyond the arc. This was just the beginning. We'll stick with her. It's 20-4 UConn, and can't guard her outside, can't guard her inside.
And this is what part of her game that has really excelled as she's matured as a player, is going inside and going outside. One of the purest shooters in the game. She's passed Diana Taurasi at UConn for all-time threes, and that's good company to be in.
Yeah, that I would say so. There's a wing 3. She gets a breather in the second half along with many of the starters. It's a laugher, 74-26 in the second half when Courtney Eckmark converts for 2. 93-34 UConn over Cincinnati in a big way. Duke, Notre Dame, a rematch of last year's ACC tournament championship game. This, the semifinal, and Duke had lost 7 straight to Notre Dame entering this one. Jewel Lloyd gets the steal here, up ahead to Lindsay Allen, who finishes.
And Lindsay Allen's going to be key against FSU in the next round, and I think that more importantly, Lindsay Allen taking care of the basketball too.
Notre Dame up 32-23. Lloyd finds Bianca Turner. Turner had 8 points, and then Kalia Johnson on the other end for Duke, not going away. That 3-pointer makes it a 4-point game, but with just over a minute left to play, Taya Reimer to Lloyd going backdoor, 55-49. Look out for the Irish.
Yeah, a hard-fought effort by Elizabeth Williams of Duke in that second half to try and put her team in position, though.
Louisville, Florida State. This is the other ACC semifinal, and Florida State 66-51, going to the ACC championship game for the first time in school history. So it will be Notre Dame and Florida State for the ACC women's title. Well, Kentucky was 30-0. A perfect regular season would be 31-0. Could they complete it today? We'll show you the highlights from the Wildcats and Florida coming up.
This halftime report is presented by Heroes Charge, the hit mobile game available on the App Store and Google Play. Download now.
Busy week? Oh yeah. I got a pile of work, presentation tomorrow, daily workout, in-laws on Sunday.
Make time every day for Barocca. It supports mental sharpness and physical energy.
Barocca!
You've seen it on Dr. Phil.
Doctor on Demand, the exciting new app.
And on the Emmy Award-winning show, The Doctors.
There's an app that can get you a doctor with the touch of a button.
The app that's literally changing the face of medicine is everywhere you are. And now, your first video visit is free. The Doctor on Demand app gives you expert medical and psychological help from board-certified physicians and psychologists without ever having to leave your home. With the simple video visit, our doctors can diagnose, treat, and if necessary, write you a prescription.
And you should be able to pick that up within 30 minutes.
That's amazing. Thank you.
We can effectively treat 90% of the top reasons people visit the ER and urgent care.
How are you doing today?
And I'm concerned that I might have a UTI.
There's no risk in calling. If we need to refer you to another doctor, you don't pay. If you register in the next 30 minutes and enter the code FREETV, your first visit is free. Feel better faster with Doctor on Demand.
It's all about the Washingtons. Look what your $2 gets you, baby.
Loads of flavor and meat.
Rallies and Checkers' new $2 chicken slider box. Our classic chicken slider, or try it buffalo style. Box with fries for $2. Rallies and Checkers.
It's in a bag.
Another crazy day at work.
Time is always a major factor.
So how do we find time to work out?
Daily Burn. Daily Burn brings every type of workout right into your home.
I started at a size 20, and I'm now a size 6. I've lost 90 pounds with Daily Burn.
I stream Daily Burn on my TV, my laptop,
My tablet, and even my phone.
no DVDs, no driving to the gym.
I lost 65 pounds, and I feel great. Whether I want to weight train or whether I want to try cardio, even MMA boxing, it's all there for me.
Daily Burn is revolutionizing at-home fitness. With this variety of workouts, you'll never get bored.
Just choose a workout, a level, and a time.
Plus, Daily Burn's adding new programs all the time.
A year of Daily Burn costs less than a few hours with a trainer. Plus, right now, you can try it free. Workouts for every level. One-on-one coaching, personalized nutrition. Anytime, anywhere. Right now, try it free for 30 days. Get the best fitness anywhere at dailyburn.com/free30.
Welcome back to the Heroes Charge halftime report. Florida was the only team that stood between Kentucky and a perfect regular season. Would the Gators get it done? This game in Lexington, Kentucky, trying to finish 31-0. Late first half is where we pick things up. UK up 3. Karl Anthony Towns, he can pass it as well. It dishes to Trey Lyles for the dunk. And worth another look. The spin move, the dime to Lyles. Easy with 2 hands there. Kentucky up 3 at the half. Aaron Harrison with the sweet drive here. Look at him slice through the Gator defense and lay it up and in for 2. He had 9 points. Towns back on defense, forcing turnover. Tyler Eulis hangs, scores off the window. Cats up 8, and the Wildcats would pull away in the end. Number 1 Kentucky wins 67-50. It's a perfect 31-0 regular season, and John Calipari very happy with that after the game. Kentucky, just the 3rd team in the last 25 years to start the season 31-0, something Wichita State did just last season. Should they sweep the SEC tournament, Kentucky would be the 19th team to enter the NCAA tournament undefeated. Let's go to the Big 12. Kansas, number 9 in the country, taking on Oklahoma, and Oklahoma fighting for a potential 2 seed in the Big 12 tournament. Oklahoma projected 4 seed, according to Joe Lunardi, in the NCAA tournament. Up 4 in the second half. Isaiah Cousins, steal, takes it down for the slam. Oklahoma up 6 after that. Kansas down by a point. 7 minutes left. Devontae Graham to the freshman Kelly Oubre. Deep 3. Kansas up 2 after he hits. Buddy Hield, though, for Oklahoma down a point. How about that 3? Back and forth they went. Final 10 seconds. Kansas putting it up there. That's Frank Mason, fouled by Isaiah Cousins as he attempts the 3-pointer. Mason makes the first 2 free throws. Kansas down by 1. Frank Mason ties it up. Game tied 73 apiece. Buddy Hield on the follow with just enough time on the clock. They would review it. But yes, plenty of time left. Hield follows. He is the hero for the Sooners. 18 points, 7 rebounds. Oklahoma wins by 2. Let's get an update now from the ACC. Mango Mathiang here as Louisville down by 1. The jumper is good from the free throw line. So right now, Louisville leads 58-57. There are 2.5 seconds remaining, and Louisville just getting the ball back. It looks like they will complete that win at home. Sierra Burdick leading the Vols 31-24.
Heroes Charge.
Lead your heroes in the Hit mobile game. Download Heroes Charge now.
Introducing a PM pain reliever that dares to work all the way until the AM. New Aleve PM, the only one to combine a safe sleep aid plus the 12-hour strength of Aleve.
Huh. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
everybody knows that.
Well, did you know that words really can hurt you?
What?
Jesse, don't go! Jesse, no!
I'm sorry, Daisy, but I'm a loner, and a loner's gotta be alone.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Busy week? Oh yeah. I got a pile of work, presentation tomorrow, daily workout, in-laws on Sunday.
Make time every day for Barocca. It supports mental sharpness and physical energy.
Here's critically important news for small business owners. Financing is now available in as little as 3 days. Trusted national lender Rapid Advance understands that small businesses need working capital to seize opportunities. But funds are not readily available, especially with other lenders. That's why tens of thousands of restaurants, retailers, auto repair shops, salons, service providers, and other small businesses have found the funding they need to grow with Rapid Advance. Rapid Advance provides financing up to $500,000 for any business purpose. Quickly, easily, and reliably. Approvals take as little as 1 day, and funds are available in as little as 3 days. Hassle-free transactions and their A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau are why 85% of eligible small business clients renew with Rapid Advance. If you've been in business for at least 1 year and want to go from the no and slow of other lenders to the yes and fast of Rapid Advance, call 877-GO-RAPID or visit rapidadvance.com. That's 877-GO-RAPID. Call today.
This halftime report is presented by Heroes Charge, the hit mobile game available on the App Store and Google Play. Download now.
Well, Kentucky will need a comeback in the second half. The Wildcats down 7 at the break. Lene Harper 11 points off the bench to lead Big Blue. It's 31-24. Second half is coming up. Thank you for watching the Heroes Charge halftime report.
Schick Extreme 3. 3 flexible blades that uniquely adapt to any contour. For extreme comfort, for every possible angle. Schick Extreme 3. Try Extreme 3 Ultimate. More glide, better comfort for your skin.
If you really love to fish, Andy has some great news for you. AndyMono.com. For over 55 years, Andy has provided the best line the world over for fresh and salt water. Andy invites you to log in to AndyMono.com to find a line just for your fishing conditions. Monster, Ghost, Backcountry, Premium, Tournament, Fluorocarbon. See how you can have the best for 40% less. Andy, the line of champions.
We're here doing online car insurance quotes from the General.
Wow, I'm really surprised at how much my payments can go down.
Well, they didn't hit the reject button with the amount of tickets I entered in.
I needed more than just liability. This is a good deal.
Find out if the General can save you money on car insurance. Our rates and payments are low, and customer satisfaction is 97%.
Get an anonymous online quote now. For a great low rate you can get online, go to the General and save some time.
Think I really care if people say nice skin, Shaq?
Nice skin, Shaq.
You bet I do.
Gold Bond Men's Lotion, made for men with skin strengthening proteins and 7 intensive moisturizers. Skin is healthy, good looking. Man up with Gold Bond.
The Constant Contact Toolkit comes with all the online marketing tools you need, like email newsletters and event invites. So whether you run a small business or a nonprofit, you can connect with, well, everyone. Try it free at ConstantContact.com.
You're watching Championship Week, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods, and this is the SEC on ESPN. Moments away from the start of the second half. Second semifinal. Which of these two teams, Tennessee or Kentucky, will play? The #1 seed from South Carolina. With Carolyn Peck, I'm Paul Sunderland. Thanks for joining us. It took a little while for the battle to be joined. With 6.5 minutes remaining, the score was only 16-15 Kentucky. But finally, particularly Sierra Burdick, along with Jordan Reynolds, got things going for Tennessee.
Well, Sierra started the game out, once the offense started by distributing the basketball and finding the open player to make some easy buckets happen. And once she did that, got some looks with Tennessee attacking to the basket, then she was able to score some herself. So she give it, and then she take it and knock it down. But the other thing that Tennessee did so well was defensively, especially with the 1-2-2 three-quarter court press, causing turnovers for Kentucky. Kentucky had 11 turnovers in that first half, and Tennessee converted that into 13 points. So I expect to see more of that in the second half.
Lene Harper, bothered by a sore right knee, did not score yesterday in the quarterfinal against Mississippi State, but Sierra Burdick really helping to lead the way, passing, shooting, doing everything necessary. And for more on Kentucky, after a good start, Kara, they slowed down, and I wondered what Matthew Mitchell had to say to you about getting back into this.
Self-inflicted wounds. That is Matthew Mitchell's primary concern for Kentucky in this second half. He said his team needs to stop turning the ball over. He also wants to see more energy injected into the Wildcats' play. To do that for this second half, he has decided to start all of the players in the first half who were able to notch an offensive rebound, and Michaela Epps.
Interesting criteria. Offensive rebounds usually do take a little extra effort. So it's Epps at the point. Yeah, Goss along the sideline. Gooden Rogers in there as well, #5, along with Alexis Jennings, #35. Outstanding post player. Wants it down in the low block, working against Graves. Turns. Left hand short off the front of the iron, and Graves immediately surrounded. And the alternating possession arrow, it'll be basketball Tennessee. And the Lady Vols fans back on their feet. They will stand until Tennessee scores a basket in the second half. And they were getting worn out in the first. It was almost 5 minutes before Tennessee cracked the book with a basket.
What I'm looking to see is how aggressive Bashar Graves will be in attacking the basket.
Burdick off the side of the iron, battling for her own rebound, grabs that, and a foul is called against Gooden Rogers. Michaela Epps, who had 31 points last night, took 21 shots in bringing Kentucky back from 15 down against Mississippi State. 2 personal fouls. That's a big factor starting the second half. And only 1 shot attempt. She did make it, and then right as she was sort of getting in the flow, picked up that second personal.
Well, as long as Michaela Epps can be on the court, no lead is comfortable because she can create scoring in so many different ways.
Good ball reversal. That ball comes up well short, and Epps takes the flat-footed rebound, immediately picked up by Reynolds. And not picked up at all. Epps goes coast to coast, challenged by Bashara Graves. Matthew Mitchell thought that his star point guard was fouled. None called. Reynolds pull-up jump shot, should have used the backboard. Angle wasn't quite there, and here comes Harper.
I think it's going to be very important. Whoever gets that momentum offensively first, it could spell danger in this second half.
This is a rematch of last year's championship game. That was the 17th title won by Tennessee, the 36th year of this championship. Reynolds down inside and taking a tough fall. A traveling violation is called. Alexis Jennings goes to the floor last year. Michaela Epps and the Kentucky Wildcats went down to Tennessee 71-70 in this championship. Kentucky beat South Carolina in the semifinals. The Gamecocks into the finals of this tournament for the first time ever.
And really a great adjustment Don Staley made in that second half.
Burdick. Sierra Burdick continues to play big for Tennessee. No one has upped her statistical averages more in the absence of Isabel Harrison than has Burdick, and Bria Goss answers from the perimeter.
Well, Kara told us that she heard Matthew Mitchell begging Bria Goss to shoot the basketball and to shoot it with confidence. These guards get rolling. It can spell trouble for the Lady Vols.
Boy, Gray spent a beautiful pass. I was just about to say good backdoor cut by Carter, but Bashar Gray spends an awful lot of time on the perimeter with the ball in her hands. Harper at the other end. Back and forth we go as the second half is underway. Inside to Graves, lays it up and in. Back-to-back paint points for Tennessee. Step back jumper not there by Gooden Rogers, and Sierra Burdick with the rebound.
Matthew Mitchell may have to take a timeout to stop the bleeding.
He will if this shot goes down. That off the back of the iron and tipped out by freshman Jamie Nard. Duck in for Graves. Boy, she's got it so deep. It's short-armed that. Goss splitting the defense. Knocked hard to the floor by Andrea Carter. And two hard-earned free throws.
Bashar Graves has really inserted herself offensively. She's attacking the glass there, but what has been most impressive is the passing from the post after the great cut by Andrea Carter, and then recognizing that it is Sierra Burdick that's open on the baseline who knocks down the shot.
Largest margin now that was 10 is 9 after Goss, an expert free throw shooter, goes to the line. Bria Goss, an 88%er. That is the first free throw attempt. Obviously, this will be the second for Kentucky so far on the evening. Second free throw rims out. Rebound taken by Tennessee, and some full court pressure applied, but no trouble at all with Jordan Reynolds moving it into the front court. Step back, an air ball that goes right to Nard.
Jordan Reynolds, she is a scoring point guard because she's looking for her shot first. Most of the time, you want your point guard to be 70-30. 70 everybody else in the shot clock, and then that 30% is your time.
Ball bouncing around off of Michaela Epps. Reynolds had it for a moment. It went to Harper, who laid it up and in. Harper now with 13.
A lot of dribbling by Jordan Reynolds.
Shot clock already at 12. Shot clock at 4. Burdick's going to have to step back, take a very difficult shot. Harper feeling a little bit offensively, trying to step inside, draw some contact, not there. Wild miss off the glass.
And, you look at the stat sheet for Kentucky, they only have 2 assists, but they've got guards who can create. No assists necessary.
Middleton able to keep the ball alive for Tennessee. Once again, getting very, very late in initiating their offense. Shot clock inside of 10. Well, that is a tough shot. I don't know about the shot selection, but Holly Warlick, the third-year head coach of Tennessee, will take it from number 0, Jordan Reynolds, as long as she knocks it down. Tennessee extending their lead, the largest of the game, to 11.
Whatever's happening in sports, talk it out with First Take and His and Hers weekdays on ESPN2.
After a trip to their local AutoZone for parts and some helpful advice, Bernie and Jose were ready to knuckle down to tackle a much-needed brake job. This shot in the arm made Bernie and Jose feel like they could muscle through anything. It's called The Zone, and we'll help get you there. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Busy week? Oh yeah. I got a pile of work, presentation tomorrow, daily workout, in-laws on Sunday.
Make time every day for Barocca. It supports mental sharpness and physical energy.
Every truck can tow a boat. Every truck can climb a hill. Every truck can haul a trailer. But not everyone can say they're the fastest growing truck brand in America. Guts, Glory, Ram.
It's all about the Washingtons. Look what your $2 gets you, baby. Loads of flavor and meat.
Rallies and Checkers' new $2 chicken slider box. Our classic chicken slider, or try it buffalo style. Box with fries for $2. Rallies and Checkers.
It's in the bag.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Wendy's, proud sponsor of the 2015 John R. Wooden Men's Player of the Year Award.
Verizon Arena, downtown Little Rock, Arkansas, as you're watching Championship Week presented by Dick's Sporting Goods, and this is the SEC on ESPN with Carolyn Peck, number 5, Tennessee, over number 12, Kentucky, 41-30. And thankfully for the fans, whether you're for Kentucky or for Tennessee, the offense is picked up, and it continues to be Sierra Burdick doing a little bit of everything for Tennessee as they extend to the 41-30 lead.
Look for Kentucky's guards to create, especially number 25, Michaela Epps.
And that ball's out of bounds, and we'll talk more about that when we return. Michaela Epps, does she have any gas left in the tank?
Strong. It comes from a place where raw strength is just a starting point. Where doing something means doing it right. Where unrivaled dependability is backed by the strongest warranty in the business. And the only job is a job well done. Welcome to Strongsville. Experience Cub Cadet Strong with the new XT Enduro Series. Find exceptional financing and a dealer near you.
You've seen it on Dr. Phil.
Doctor on Demand, the exciting new app.
And on the Emmy Award-winning show, The Doctors.
There's an app that can get you a doctor with the touch of a button.
The app that's literally changing the face of medicine is everywhere you are. And now, your first video visit is free. The Doctor on Demand app gives you expert medical and psychological help from board-certified physicians and psychologists without ever having to leave your home. With the simple video visit, our doctors can diagnose, treat, and if necessary, write you a prescription.
And you should be able to pick that up within 30 minutes.
That's amazing. Thank you.
We can effectively treat 90% of the top reasons people visit the ER and urgent care.
How are you doing today?
And I'm concerned that I might have a UTI.
There's no risk in calling. If we need to refer you to another doctor, you don't pay. If you register in the next 30 minutes and enter the code FREETV, your first visit is free. Feel better faster with Doctor on Demand.
Kentucky to get back in this ball game, they need more of this. Their individual guards creating the shot. Bria Goss, Lene Harper, Jen O'Neill, and to add to that, you also have Michaela Epps. They account for 63% of Kentucky's offense. They will need to get going if they expect to try to play tomorrow for an SEC championship.
Well, and Tennessee has finally found some rhythm with their offensive game, so they're getting into that three-quarter court pressure, which caused Georgia so much trouble yesterday, and it's caused, as Kara Capuano said in her conversation with Matthew Mitchell, so many self-inflicted wounds with the pressure of that press. Again, a lot of careless turnovers and empty possessions for Kentucky. Tough for them to get back in the game. Goss immediately out of the timeout and right on cue, Carolyn.
A three-pointer after one pass from the underneath out of bounds. That's a defensive breakdown.
Goss now with 9. That ball is deflected. Goss after it, and here comes Harper running with Epps. Epps, oh, he had the ball fall out of her hands. Just doesn't have any lift on that leg. Bria Goss was down on the sideline, and one of the officials wanted to make sure that she was all right. The officials, Lisa Mattingly, Beverly Roberts, and Roy Gilbayan, calling the game today here in the second semifinal after South Carolina eventually dispatched LSU earlier today. Wow.
Goss disappeared under the table.
She didn't have those bright blue shoes. You wouldn't be able to find her. Well, luckily, she's all right. Good work by the official. Player safety is the first priority. 14:34 remaining. If you're just joining us, it was a very low-scoring affair. 6:31 remaining in the opening half. Kentucky led 16-15, but a 15-8 run by Tennessee gave them a 7-point lead going into the locker room. And now they have extended that once it by as many as 11 points. And now with 14:25 left, it's 41-33. Tennessee at 26-4. Kentucky at 23-8. Step back by Middleton, not there. Goss and Kentucky want to look to run. Epps spot up, three-pointer on the way, not there. Battle for the offensive rebound. That should be off of Jamie Nard and out of bounds. Fresh clock for Kentucky.
Epps not able to be as productive tonight so far as she was last night. That shot last night was falling for her.
Tonight, Michaela Epps, Jennifer O'Neill, what they have done on the night as opposed to on the season. But still a lot of time left to be played. Epps finding some space, carving, bump in the lane, and that foul is going to go against Kentucky, and that is on Sierra Burdick. She picks up the personal foul. That's her second. Remember, Michaela Epps came into the second half already with 2 personal fouls. Epps, good play by Carter. Jump switch on the little bit of a ball screen brush. And Andrea Carter picked the pocket of Michaela Epps.
She's a pretty good defensive player.
One of your favorites.
She is. She just anticipates so well. And getting her hand on the basketball without the foul. She's just got great anticipation skill.
Kentucky working hard to try to get it in. Just does beat the 5-second call. Epps in the lane. I'll tell you, Michaela Epps is a very strong athlete, and she used that upper body to bump off the taller Burdick for the score. Graves turning, facing, finding Burdick. Sierra Burdick has been superb inside and out, knocking down shots and sharing the ball.
I love to see seniors step up to make big plays in crunch time. They know they don't want this SEC conference season to be over. They want to get all the way for a championship.
Andrea Goss doesn't want to go home either, in spite of the fact that she broke her left thumb and missed a handful of games. No tape on it now as she's recovered, but scores it with that now healthy left hand.
And Goss is a senior as well. She was one of the 4 seniors that went to the home of Matthew Mitchell to ask him to help them pull through and get this program to the level of respect it had been built on.
The seniors, including Jen O'Neill, as you mentioned, went to Coach Mitchell's house, and they wanted him to make them work harder. How often does that happen? All the way at the other end. That shot missed by Nard, but Bashara Graves, tough rebound down inside, just falls off the iron, but she will get to the free throw line to shoot a much-deserved pair.
As a coach, you love that. The second effort. Bashara Graves, tough. Turning it up because she was very passive in that first half. But in this second half, aggressive, and that's exactly what Holly Warlick is looking for.
That bright orange cast, she slipped on the campus in Knoxville back on the 25th of February. Knew that it was bothering her, but they had a game the next day in Georgia, so she goes away. The Lady Vols win that game. She comes back. She finally goes to the doctor, and it's determined by X-ray and other testing she's got a fractured bone in her wrist.
When we talk about the toughness of Michaela Epps, that's toughness by Coach Holly Warlick.
Boy, neither team shooting many free throws on the night. Tennessee now just 2 of 4. Here comes Epps. Looking for some early offense. Jalea Sidney right down the lane and blows the layup. Full speed ahead, but she stayed with it, got the offensive rebound, and Sierra Burdick just picked up her 3rd personal foul. That was a big exchange.
Well, and that was a retaliation foul because first, Sierra Burdick thought that she was fouled right there going after the basketball. And then when she comes back in to Alexis Jennings, Sierra Burdick gets called for the foul. That's costly with that being 3.
I think that Burdick has an argument. You see that contact in the flow of the play. She might have been fouled, but you can't lose your composure like that. She's a senior for Tennessee. Isabel Harrison is injured. You want to get to the finals of this tournament. You want to be a #1 seed. You have got to compose yourself and put your hands in the pocket.
Look, note to self, you play until you hear a whistle. Alexis Jennings.
Goss off the back of the iron, goes and gets her own rebound. Oftentimes the shooter knows where the ball is coming off. The lead for Tennessee is half a dozen. Jennings spinning off the left hand, and Bashara Graves, after the rebound, is fouled by Jalea Sidney.
Paul, this game is going to be decided by who wants it more. Both of these teams are going to work, going to battle to try to advance to that championship game.
Sidney just picked up her 3rd personal foul, and Burdick, as we thought, at the first possibility, onto the sideline for Tennessee. Bashara Graves bringing the ball into the front court. And still on the dribble, looking for somewhere to go out to Massengale. Long three-pointer is good. Give the assist to Bashara Graves. Answering at the other end, not there for Goss. Offensive foul called against Tennessee. Kentucky's basketball when we come back.
Bashara Graves penetrates in, finds Ariel Massengale, the point guard senior, knocks it down.
Busy week. Oh yeah, I got a pile of work, presentation tomorrow, daily workout, in-laws on Sunday.
Make time every day for Barocca. It supports mental sharpness and physical energy.
Barocca! Just a good old boy. Oh, that's an alert from Auto Trader. I just told them what we needed, and they go find it. Auto Trader can do that? Oh, look out!
With Auto Trader finding them a new car, the Dukes can find a way out. Find your car your way.
Hi, my name is Andrew Papenfus. I'm a senior on the men's basketball team here at Santa Clara University. When I found out I had a brain tumor, I felt that the game of basketball, it really put a purpose in my life. It gave me a community that I can rely on, and I couldn't thank the entire basketball community, Santa Clara community, just the entire support. Hopefully I can use my story as an inspiration to just put a smile on people's face and have good days.
Congratulations, you're down with Crestor.
Yes! When diet and exercise aren't enough, adding Crestor lowers bad cholesterol up to 55%. Crestor is not for people with liver disease or women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. Tell your doctor all medicines you take. Call your doctor if you have muscle pain or weakness, feel unusually tired, have loss of appetite, upper belly pain, dark urine, or yellowing of skin or eyes. These could be signs of serious side effects.
I'm down with Crestor.
Make your move. Ask your doctor about Crestor.
It was just last night in the quarterfinals, second game in 24 hours for an already injured Michaela Epps, and her team against highly regarded Mississippi State was down 15 and in dire straits. But what an exhibition of courage and marksmanship. The more points she scored, the less it hurt, and she indeed was in love with that one. What a performance last night. 12 of 21, got to the line, rebounded. 31 points last night, but maybe again 3 games in 3 days on an injured left leg that will have plenty of time to recover between the end of the SEC tournament and the start of the NCAA tournament. Maybe a little bit too much to ask.
I don't think so. Listen, she has proven to me she's got a level of toughness that she's got another notch that she can go. And you can't count Kentucky out as long as Michaela Epps can be on the court.
Ivan Gooden off the back of the iron. Good offensive rebound down inside. Shot rejected, and then somehow Jen O'Neal found it among the trees and put it back up and in. Tennessee leads it by 7. O'Neal now with 9.
And right now, Sierra Burdick has 3 fouls. She's got to be on the bench.
On the held ball, possession arrow, the ball will stay with Tennessee. Yeah, Burdick, who was certainly leading the way early, middle, and often for Tennessee, having a superb game. Picked up her 3rd personal foul. A bit of frustration on her part. Burdick got to watch out from behind. Here comes Goss. She's got a trailer if she wants it. Pump fake shot rejected by Jordan Reynolds.
Bria Goss has a terrific steal from Bashard Graves, but then Jordan Reynolds runs it down, blocks the shot. Goss could have dropped that to Jen O'Neal.
Jen O'Neal was there on the trail. Remember that play. Steal here by Gooden Rogers, and bodies all over the floor. And on the alternating possession arrow, once again, Kentucky will have it.
Check out Sierra Burdick after that block. Yeah, she likes that. The serious stare down.
A little bit of a pose after that ball was swatted out of bounds. But at the end of it, Kentucky here with an opportunity. 10:51 remaining. Neither team particularly in foul trouble. Tennessee, the worst of it with 5 team fouls. Kentucky only 3. So a long, long way to go. Epps coming back to the ball, looking for some space, up off the window and in. Could that be the start of something special once again?
I'm telling you, you don't want to allow Michaela Epps to heat up. She gave 31 to Mississippi State last night.
Long three-pointer again. What do you think about that shot?
I like it for Ariel Massengale. She has got to get the confidence, because once she hits a few, she will be on fire.
Goss on the step back, not there, and inadvertently trips Reynolds to the floor, so that will be a personal foul. And the 4th team foul against Kentucky.
Kentucky has been terrific executing their underneath out of bounds. Goss had hit a 3, and then the cutting of Michaela Epps for 2.
Lene Harper coming back on, who again struggled last night after injuring her right knee. And having a very solid first half. She was the best player on the floor for Kentucky in the first half. Full court pressure. Graves pretty good off the dribble. Not this time. That could have been a high bounce. The official waves it off.
Well, Bashard Graves, in addition to the post workouts that she does with Dean Lockwood, she does some guard workouts with assistant coach Jolette Law.
Nard out of the corner after the nice assist, that time from Jordan Reynolds. The lead back up to 8. The winner to play South Carolina. Tennessee has won this title 17 times. South Carolina into the finals for the first time. Missed by Harper, and here comes Reynolds again, and that's going to be a blocking foul called against O'Neal.
Jamie Nard is a freshman, but she is playing like she's got ice water in the veins, and she knocked it down. The senior Sierra Burdick, she's loving it.
Well, she's taken 4 years. She got all of it down. On the block shot, you step out and pose. On the three-pointer, you got the pirouette and the fingers in the air. And now she is back in the game. 9:36 remaining and playing with those 3 personal fouls. Holly Warlick may be going for the knockout blow here, leading 50-42.
That's good defense by Jen O'Neal.
Shot clock getting late. Here comes Burdick again. Boy, that was straight, but right off the back of the iron. Battle for it. Carter's got it. And a foul is going to be called against Kentucky. They'll call that one against Asia Bishop, number 50. And while they sort that one out, I want to remind you the regular season title of the American Athletic Conference is on the line on Sunday at 3 on ESPNU. Tulsa takes on number 22 SMU. Both teams tied for the top spot with a 14-3 record. So the winner will get the number 1 seed for the American Championship tournament next week in Hartford. Tulsa Number 22 SMU Sunday at 3 Eastern with Carolyn Peck, a national championship head coach at Purdue and head coach at the University of Florida in the WNBA. Thanks for joining us for the second semifinal here in Little Rock, Arkansas. 36th SEC Women's College Basketball Tournament. Good backdoor cut. Nard hit the three, and Sierra Burdick setting the table with another assist.
Court vision, senior leadership, and composure by Sierra Burdick.
Yeah, Matthew Mitchell needed a timeout, and it took 10 seconds off the shot clock for this possession to get it called, and Jamie Nard having a big game, 9 points off the bench.
Well, Ariel Massengale gets the ball to Sierra Burdick, and Jamie Nard with the presence of mind to cut to the basket, and Burdick delivering the basketball. Beautiful, beautiful play.
Well, Matthew Mitchell knows that his team needs to get comfortable at the offensive end, and this is what he had to say to them a few moments ago as he was once again wired.
Great job on the charge right there. That's what we need. Keep shooting. Keep shooting. Listen, we finally got the energy right, driving the ball. Now we got to get the offensive glass right. On the offensive glass, you got to go.
Matthew Mitchell has worked so hard from the pregame practice to now that his hair gel has come loose.
He has worked hard. There's no question about that. Carol, what have you got to add to that?
Well, the final thought in the huddle was they think they've got this game won. You just got to ball right here. So we'll see.
Yeah, the Lady Vols, they've got some confidence right now, but if you've seen the play of Kentucky, as long as you've got players like Jen O'Neal, Michaela Epps, they can get right back in this ball game.
Jennifer O'Neal out of Bronx, New York, the 5'6" senior going right into the trees and maybe drew the charge here. There's a turnover. Harper with it. That ball come off a little bit short-armed, and Sierra Burdick with a rebound and a foul in the backcourt, a frustration foul. Matthew Mitchell's got to be careful. O'Neal picked up the foul in the backcourt.
See, Kentucky's got guards who can create, and Jen O'Neal splits the defense and has that little teardrop runner, gets that to go.
That was a big exchange. O'Neal now with her third personal foul will go to the sideline. But off the steal, Lene Harper again being encouraged by her head coach, Matthew Mitchell. Be aggressive, go to the rim. You know, all of a sudden it could have been down to a 5-point lead with all kinds of time still remaining as Ariel Massengale knocks down the first free throw to earn the bonus.
Paul, remember last night, Jen O'Neal had to go to the bench with the 4 fouls. And who turned it up but Michaela Epps?
Well, there were so few options. Lene Harper was injured. Bria Goss was having a terrible game. And all of a sudden there was foul trouble at the other end. That ball rims in and out. Another big miss. This time by Jennings when Kentucky needs offense.
Now, see, those were the plays that were working for Kentucky last night.
Massengale trying to turn the corner. Nice pass to Burdick, trying to give it back. It went off the hip of Michaela Epps. 8 seconds to shoot. We'll step aside. Sierra Burdick continues to lead the way for Tennessee, on top by 10, and her coach knows it.
Nice morning, Scott.
Hi. At a morning of tiny voices crying out, feed us.
I don't understand.
Your grass, man. It's a living, breathing thing. It's hungry, and you've got to feed it with Scott's Turf Builder.
Attaboy, Mikey. 2 feedings now in the springtime. Strengthens and helps protect your lawn from future problems.
Get Scott's Turf Builder lawn food. It's guaranteed. Feed your lawn. Feed it.
And to keep crabgrass away all season long, get Scott's Turf Builder with Halt's Crabgrass Preventer.
Wow, I've been Claritin Clear for 10 days.
When your allergies start, doctors recommend taking 1 non-drowsy Claritin every day during your allergy season for continuous relief.
18 days. 17 days.
22 days of continuous relief.
Live Claritin Clear every day.
There are over 500 million iPhones in the world. And now, with Apple Pay, a customer is about to walk into your store and want to pay with their phone. And you're going to get mad when you can't make the sale. Don't get mad. Get ShopKeep. ShopKeep is a fully integrated POS solution that makes it easier to make every sale. And right now we're giving away an Apple Pay reader. Because we love you. ShopKeep. Making business easier to love.
It's all about the Washingtons. Look what your $2 gets you, baby. Loads of flavor and meat.
Rallies and Checkers' new $2 chicken slider box. Our classic chicken slider, or try it buffalo style. Box with fries for $2. Rallies and Checkers.
It's in the bag.
Brandon Fitzgerald with a studio update from the Ohio Valley Conference. Under 10 seconds left. Belmont down 2. Taylor Barnett, fadeaway 3. Welcome to March. Belmont takes the 1-point lead. They would hold on for the win, and Belmont punches the first ticket to the men's NCAA tournament. Paul, back to you.
All right, thank you very much. Here at the Verizon Arena, Little Rock, Arkansas. A reminder, South Carolina into the championship game for the first time in history. And they will await the winner of this one, 7:36 remaining, Tennessee, with a 10-point lead. And it's a very, very special day in the United States and also remembered here in Little Rock. For more on that, let's go over to Kara.
Yeah, there is a lot of significance, Paul, because it is the band from Little Rock Central High School that is supporting Kentucky today. They call themselves the Stereophonic Storm of the Mid-South. I talked to the band director, Bryce Evans. He said he was asked Wednesday if it was possible, as Massengale tries to beat the shot clock there and cannot. If it was possible they could come out. He found out last night at 11:30 p.m. that they were going to need the support today of this special band, and he got about 25 band members together via Facebook and email so that Kentucky would have musical representation. Ole Miss filled in Thursday, Friday South Carolina, today a local high school band.
Still difficult for Kentucky to get on the board. And one more note, Little Rock Central High School is designated as a National Historical Site. It's located inside a national park because it was a major civil rights landmark from the days in 1957, and this marks the 50th anniversary of the march from Selma to Montgomery, Alabama. So significance there as well for Kentucky, and President Obama down in Selma to commemorate the 50th anniversary. 7:07 remaining, and Sierra Burdick to the free throw line. Been a struggle at times for both of these teams to score, as it was for South Carolina against LSU early. South Carolina trailed by as many as 11 and went on to close that game out. Don Staley with some very astute adjustments in the second half. Tina Roy. Elena Coates exactly had a big second half.
Well, what Don Staley did, instead of just trying to get the ball to the post player stationary on the block, she brought the post player to the ball instead of delivering the ball to the post player. And it worked out very well in the second half. And Tina Roy, it wasn't just her three-point shooting, but the distributing of the basketball as well was very good in that second half.
O'Neal thought about it, slides along the baseline. Nice dish that time to Jennings. So still plenty of time remaining, but the lead for Tennessee continues at double figures at 10. Carter thought better of it, dribbles it back out. Still plenty of time on the shot clock.
And I think Holly Warwick's got to think that she needs Ariel Massengale back on the floor to take care of the basketball and to run things.
Shot clock at 3. Long three-pointer. Maybe a dagger for Jordan Reynolds. And the lead is the biggest of the evening at 13. And she has 13. Epps thought about it, drops off to Jennings once again, counts if it goes. The foul is going to be inside, probably on Carter of Tennessee. That'll be 2 free throws coming. A look back at about a 27-footer.
Jordan Reynolds recognizes the shot clock running down, but Paul, remember last year in the championship game against Kentucky, Jordan Reynolds in the last 4.5 minutes, 11 points to pull off the comeback and win the championship for the Lady Vols.
The Phillips 66 Big 12 Championship kicks off Wednesday on ESPNU. First round coverage from the Sprint Center in Kansas City at 7 and 9 Eastern on ESPNU. Got word Oklahoma over Kansas today, so that is going to be one of the very best postseason tournaments that you can possibly tune in on. So be sure and check your local listings as that tournament gets underway.
Look at the swarm of blue jerseys. When anybody shows any kind of hesitation dribbling the basketball. Kentucky's coming after it.
Good ball movement by Tennessee. Graves touched it in the low post, immediately doubled. Shot clock at 7. Graves sets her feet. That won't be close. And the team rebound over the end line. And Kentucky will have it. Kentucky starting to run out of time. 5:39 remaining. They trail by 11. Third game in as many days.
But you've got Michaela Epps and Jen O'Neill, Bria Goss, who can knock down the three-point shot.
They need a little spark here. They need a three-point play. Jennings misses that off the iron, battles for her own rebound. Graves has got it. Kentucky has missed at least 3 makeable shots here down the stretch. Step backer, that time for Jordan Reynolds. Harper kicks to the corner, finds O'Neill.
Kentucky's got guards who can create.
Goss frees herself right down the lane into the rim. Excellent one-on-one basketball. Matthew Mitchell wanted an and one on that particular play. Not a very friendly stare at one of the officials. Graves has the ball deflected away from behind. An easy play to call that shot. Foul is going to be called on Alexis Jennings.
Well, with Matthew Mitchell having 4 guards and a post player who's a threat from the perimeter, he has opened up the floor. So when you've got guards who can create, it allows those penetrating opportunities to happen.
And Ariel Massengale is back on, replacing Reynolds. And Goss going to the sideline along with Alexis Jennings for Kentucky. Tennessee has never lost to Kentucky on a neutral floor, never in the SEC tournament. And Graves buries the free throw. Good free throw shooter at over 84%.
Well, Tennessee is the best free throw shooting team in the SEC, shooting over 75%. And there's only 3 teams in the SEC that shoot over 70%.
And chasing down a record, second best free throw shooting team in school history as we speak, with some games to be played. Just a couple of tenths off the record of 75.9 set back in 2012 and 13. Tennessee fans don't like the call, as Michaela Epps was able to slide through the defense. Holly Warlick doesn't like it either, but Epps will go to the free throw line.
Well, Carter's, that's her 4th foul, and that is, she's the best defender on this Lady Vol basketball team.
And she's going to be out. Alexa Middleton at the scorer's table will be in for Carter, and she is right now. 4:32 remaining, still a 10-point lead for Tennessee. They led it at the half, 31-24. And quickly extended the lead to double figures as the second half was underway.
And Kentucky is going to bring the full court pressure and try to run and jump.
Burdick, nice little drop pass inside to Nard. The little flip to Bashara Graves. No foul called, an opportunity for Kentucky. Harper wanted to spin, goes the other way, not there. That was a difficult chance, but boy, Kentucky has had all kinds of opportunities to cut into this lead over the last 4 minutes.
They have not been able to convert on the forced turnovers.
Good play by Epps, and here yet another opportunity. Epps running with Rice, misses that off the side of the iron. Offensive rebound taken by O'Neill. In among the trees, knocked to the floor, and that time Jalea Sidney staying with it on the 3rd try for the putback. Kentucky won't go away.
Not at all. But Tennessee doesn't need to hurry. The clock is their friend.
Sierra Burdick down inside for the layup. And Kentucky's over the limit, so Tennessee can attack and get to the free throw line. Burdick now with 20. O'Neill looking for Jalea Sidney, and the foul is called. That's going to be a charging foul called against Jen O'Neill. We'll step aside and be back with a final 2:58. Does Kentucky have one more push?
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods. Sport begs of you this one simple question: who will you be?
Schick Extreme 3. 3 flexible blades that uniquely adapt to any contour. For extreme comfort, for every possible angle. Schick Extreme 3. Try Extreme 3 Ultimate. More glide, better comfort for your skin.
Oh, nice! A shot like that calls for a post-game celebration.
Share what you love with who you love. Kellogg's Frosted Flakes.
They're great!
Busy week. Oh yeah. I got a pile of work, presentation tomorrow, daily workout, in-laws on Sunday.
Make time every day for Barocca. It supports mental sharpness and physical energy.
Heroes Charge.
Lead your heroes in the hit mobile game. Download Heroes Charge now.
Tennessee with a 63-54 advantage, under 3 minutes remaining. Kentucky had a big comeback last night, but Tennessee being driven by their head coach, Holly Warlick.
Attack is right. Go, 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 go. Oh, don't let her split it. Yeah! That's the way to push it. That's the way to push it right there. Right to push it.
That last look right there, Paul, that was after Jordan Reynolds hit that late shot clock. Long, deep 3-ball. This one right here, 3, 2, 1, and it goes through the bottom of the net.
Coaches are rarely speechless, but there are moments. Rights back to the sideline, and now Kentucky going with a small lineup and a little bit of bookkeeping. There was no foul called on Jen O'Neill, but she was called for a charge, but the ball was ruled out of bounds before the foul was committed. Tennessee having trouble getting the ball in, so Harley Warlick using one of her timeouts. Tennessee has 2 remaining, as does Kentucky. Both teams out of fouls, and Tennessee in the double bonus.
Holly Warlick has to call that timeout to make sure that her team gets the ball inbounded, because I got to believe Matthew Mitchell is going to start going gambling and then going for the foul to lengthen this game and try to steal and attack. So she's got to make sure they secure the basketball.
2:57 remaining, and part of the problem with playing the foul game against Tennessee is right now they got the 2nd best free throw shooting team in program history, and again just a couple of tenths off that all-time record of 75.9. Nia Moore might be a target. She's only shot 4 free throws all season long in the SEC. She's on the floor now, guarded by Harper. But it will be 2 free throws as Tennessee is in the double bonus. Little whip pass there, and off the turnover, Goss after it. Middleton throws it on the floor, and it comes right to Nia Moore. Good play by Middleton, falling out of bounds and saving it onto the floor.
Look, that's playing until you hear a whistle. No whistle, you keep going. Go after the basketball.
Harper turning inside, up over the top, not there. Ball is tipped. Gooden Rogers goes inside, and they'll go to the free throw line. Last possession once again. A lot of luck here for Tennessee.
You're talking about when the ball bounces your way, it goes through the hands of Alexa Middleton, and as she saves it in bounds right into the hands of Mia Moore, who is able to finish.
Free throw off the front of the iron, adding to Kentucky's problems. The American Athletic Conference title is on the line on Sunday at 3 right here on ESPNU. Tulsa and number 22 SMU, both teams at 14-3. The winner will take the number 1 seed. The tournament is in Hartford starting next week. Tulsa versus number 22 SMU, Sunday at 3 Eastern on ESPNU.
Now, Paul, regardless of the outcome of this game, Kentucky was the last played South Carolina last game of the regular season, and they upset South Carolina. When Tennessee went to Columbia, South Carolina, they were within 1 possession when they turned the ball over and ended up losing by 5. Tomorrow's going to turn into a very special game regardless of who advances to the next round.
And the stakes are very high. South Carolina going for their first ever SEC tournament championship. It's their first appearance in the finals. It's the first opportunity that they have ever had. And you said it during their game. You think they still need to do some work to absolutely solidify a number 1 seed?
Well, I think that you just want to take all question marks out of it, because when you see Charlie Cream move a team like Maryland as a number 1 seed, if Florida State were to knock off Notre Dame in the ACC tournament, would they have that option? I mean, anything can happen. You can control your own destiny.
Boy, a wild pass here on the inbounds play from Tennessee. Holly Warlick with a wry smile. But there's still a lot of time left here. Epps around the screen, pull-up jumper, 18-footer straight away over Bashara Graves.
I'm telling you, number 25 on the court. Don't fold your tent, don't hang your head, because you have a chance for a comeback.
Good decision by Bashara Graves to pull that ball back out and run some clock. Carter, three-pointer on the way, no, long rebound, and it goes out of bounds. And it's ruled that it's off of Kentucky. Big mistake there by Bria Goss. You got to go grab that rebound. Looked like she had a good chance at it. Take another look.
Well, Jordan Reynolds stayed after it.
Oh, good play by Jordan Reynolds. Yeah, did not see that off the leg of Bria Goss. And Lene Harper at the other end. It lays it off the iron. O'Neal comes to take the rebound. Got to go quick. 1:35 remaining. Epps around a screen, change of pace. Good play by Bashara Graves. No foul is called. Burdick is knocked to the floor. And now finally the foul, and Ariel Massengale will go to the line.
Well, Epps, that's good defense by Bashara Graves to get the stop, because she knows Michaela Epps can take over a basketball game. You've got to stop her from getting opportunities to the basket.
What a good job by Graves at 6'2", moving her feet to stay right in front of Michaela Epps. 1:24 left, and a couple of free throws here could extend it back to a 10-point advantage.
Ariel Massengale, 1,000 points and 500 assists. She's only the 3rd Lady Vol point guard to reach those numbers. Impressive career in the orange and white.
And some more basketball still to play in her final season tomorrow against South Carolina.
And before she was even a freshman, Pat Summitt anointed her the starting point guard of the Lady Vols.
Epps down the lane, and the long rebound comes out to Reynolds. Kentucky looks like they're trying to foul, but Reynolds just too quick with the ball. Wild play at the end, and Burdick runs through Bria Goss to pick up the offensive foul. No reason for Tennessee to go that quick here, even in the open floor. Time and score. The clock is your friend. Just bring the ball back out and work clock. Force Kentucky to foul you. Go to the free throw line.
You're exactly right. The clock, time and score. Because you give Kentucky extra possessions, they can take advantage of that.
Well, Kentucky doesn't have the luxury. They got to go quick. You got to get a shot up. Here comes Goss stepping inside for the basket. Now you have to foul right away. Foul immediately. You can't wait to see and foul who you want. With valuable seconds going off the clock here. 6 seconds lost as Kentucky was trying to scramble. Burdick was there. I know she's a very good free throw shooter, but when you're in this sort of situation, you just got to foul whoever has the basketball.
Yeah, you can't wait. I think sometimes, especially in the women's game, with having the 10-second backcourt, you may hope that a player or team would just hold the basketball, waiting for you to come to them and run time off. You get the 10-second, but you don't have that much time anymore.
Tennessee's been in the double bonus for quite some time. Andrea Carter, a 68%er so far on the year. So headed towards a rematch between Tennessee and South Carolina. The first time they played, it was in Columbia, and the Gamecocks beat the Lady Vols 71-66. Boy, another missed layup. I know a lot of these have been challenged, particularly inside by Bashara Graves, but Kentucky has had lots of opportunities. Championship game coming up tomorrow, 3:30 Eastern time on ESPN. Carolyn and I will be here once again, and immediately the foul applied. 37.1 seconds remaining.
Carter just gets nailed by Kyvan Gooden-Rogers running into that screen.
And whoever was guarding Kyvan Gooden-Rogers owes an apology to Andrea Carter for not letting her know that screen was there.
You're absolutely right. You need to have a conversation about that when you break down film tomorrow.
Tina Roy, one of the second half stars for Dawn Staley's South Carolina Gamecocks. They're going to play Tennessee tomorrow. This now just a matter of time. A valiant effort by Kentucky after they won that emotional double overtime game against Mississippi State. They lost 3 in a row, and that probably cost them any chance at a top 4 seed. So they dropped to number 6. So they had to play on day 2 in the quarterfinals, and then again today. Mentioned that South Carolina beat Tennessee back on February 23rd. Bashara Graves finished with 20 points. She's going to have to be big tomorrow and very efficient against that deep, very talented front line like Elisa Welsh. And of course inside, even Ivium, among so many others. Elena Coates was, how good was Elena Coates in the second half today as Sierra Burdick goes to the sideline. She had a phenomenal basketball game after both she and all of her Tennessee teammates really struggled in the first half. Burdick finishing with 20 points and 11 rebounds.
I think we're in for a treat tomorrow. You talked about the play of Bashara Graves. Kyvan Gooden-Rogers hits the 3 there, but Elisa Welch, she had 14 rebounds and 19 points in that first meeting.
And Tiffany Mitchell, who was hampered by foul trouble today, the 2-time SEC Player of the Year, a very, very quiet semifinal in the win earlier today. And a foul in the backcourt. This just a matter of time. 4.8 seconds remaining. Tennessee will get their 27th win against just 4 losses on the season. Kentucky will finish at 23-9. Now Kentucky, a very good RPI, very good strength of schedule, currently ranked number 12. Are they definitely going to host in the first and second round?
I think so. Yes, I think they're pretty secure in their host situation. You know, you're losing to a team like Tennessee, who are co-SEC champions of the regular season. It's not a bad loss at all.
Nia Moore has played very well. Again, 14 points yesterday in the blowout win over Georgia, but I thought it really helped her get her legs underneath her, not a lot of pressure. Played very well and contributed mightily in the first half to get Tennessee out to the 7-point lead. And time will expire. The final score, Tennessee wins it 75-64. And Tennessee did a wonderful job at the free throw line, making 18 out of 19. So they may be on their way to becoming the best free throw shooting Lady Vols team of all time. But Sierra Burdick was the story.
Well, she stepped up big, especially when Tennessee was struggling offensively. She distributed the basketball as cutters were going to the basket, and then she showed an array of different ways that she can score with her face-up game.
Michaela Epps, what more can you say except go home, young lady, put that foot up, get some treatment, and get ready for the NCAA tournament. She, along with Jen O'Neill, did everything they possibly could to push their Kentucky Wildcats team into the finals, but came up a little bit short after they started pretty well. In Tennessee and South Carolina, the number 1 and 2 seeds, a matchup that everybody anticipates. And I'll tell you, there are going to be a lot of people watching because they know about the Tennessee team with Isabel Harrison. And as you've been talking about, this is not a team, look, she's a great player, but this is a team that has other weapons that can fill in. One of the few teams that could absorb a loss of a player the quality of Isabel Harrison.
Well, when you have players like Sierra Burdick and Ariel Massengale that are seniors who have stepped up big, you've got great defenders like Andrea Carter, and you've got the beast of Bashar Graves to play inside. You've got players that are stepping up to fill the void of Isabel Harrison.
Graves had 6 points, but 9 rebounds. And speaking of Sierra Burdick, the star for Tennessee, she's standing by with Kara Capuano.
We've seen it time and again. Kentucky kept pushing you. How did the Lady Vols persevere and win?
We just got to continue to keep battling. You know, I love this rivalry. I love playing them. I got a ton of respect for them as a ball club. But, you know, we just continue to come out here and battle. Every day we get adversity thrown at us. The naysayers, the doubters, they continue to not expect a lot out of us. And we just continue to stay as a team and come out here and give it everything we got.
A lot of that has to do with the absence of Isabel Harrison. I see you have number 20 written on your hand. You had 20 in the game. How does this team keep finding success without her presence?
You know, we're doing it for her. And Izzy B, I know you watching. I love you, baby. You know, I knew she went down in this game, you know, and it was special for me. I was just thinking about it before the game. You know, I got to come out here and honor her. Every single time I step in between these lines, it's for her. You know, the game was taken for her for a little bit, and we're going to hold it down until she gets back.
South Carolina, a team that you guys just faced, a loss for Tennessee. What's it going to take to beat them tomorrow in the title game?
Well, I think we got to contain their inside game. You know, they've got some great athletes, some great players. They're well coached. They're a good ball team. But we just got to limit their offensive rebounding. I think we gave way too many when we played them at their house. I think if we do that, you know, we'll be in business. And we just got to play lady ball basketball, continue to battle.
We'll watch for it. Thanks, Sierra.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Paul.
Sierra Burdick, the star for Tennessee, 9 of 19 from three-point range, 17 of 18 from the free throw line in the second half. Once again, our final score. Tennessee on to the finals, going after their 18th postseason title. Beats Kentucky 75-64. Don't forget South Carolina and Tennessee tomorrow. Thanks for joining us, everybody.